Okay, what I want to have a look at here is converting a HTML and CSS template over to being a Jamroom template. And if you look on one of the search engines for oh, wait there. Templates, you get a lot of different options. There's tons of different ones that claim to be free, beautiful CSS templates, but trying to find one that's going to fit the design for a community website is sometimes quite hard. The first one I went to, this one here, says 40 beautiful HTML CSS templates, and it's got some nice ones there, but trying to figure out how that's going to fit into a community site is what you're going to need to do when you're selecting which template to use. Like this one seems quite single site orientated. It's hard to see where the all of the community users are going to be, their output is going to come out. It seems to be a single site orientated. This one too, hard to understand where your community members' content is going to be displayed on this top level of the site. There's many out there, and I'm sure you'll have an idea about how it is that you want to do your community. But I found this one over here, opensourcetemplates.org, and there are a couple here that looked pretty reasonable. This one here looked nicely designed, perhaps a blogging community where you could have all of the different blogs that came out from the members' sites, the members' profiles, out to the front page as an ongoing blog. That looked like quite a nice one. And the other one that was quite nice from there was this one here, an organic farm community. So I think we're going to use this template here. Pull that up a bit so you can see the template. From the perspective of an organic farm, members who sell organic produce to a particular area, perhaps a local market, a farmer's market, we use this template here, convert that over to a Jamroom skin, and then let users join, upload their perhaps their tips on organic gardening, or perhaps their produce for sale, take orders for produce. But the idea is that people create profiles, and then that content comes out on the front page. So what we're looking at now is converting this organic farm template over to a Jamroom skin. And you can see here it's designed by, and make sure you can see that, designed by Studio7Designs.com. So if you're looking for who designed it, that's them. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to have to do is to download it. Download organic farm, save file, save there, and where is it? Way too big. There we go. That was the other one. Right, so we want to copy that organic, refresh. Oh, I haven't got it in there. Deleted it. Delete. Extract that. There's all our files. Move that over into our skins directory. Rename it. Okay, for Jamroom the structure is IMG, not images, so we'll rename that to IMG, and we want to create a new, nope, that'll do for there. Right, we've got it in there. We'll go back to our IDE, refresh. So there's our XX organic farm with the images, don't need that one. PNG fix for home.html, there we go. Looks like IE6 has got some JavaScript to fix up something. what we're going to do here is we're going to add a some template, change it into template structure. So the first thing we're going to do is add a file called index.tpl, yes, and another one, new file, footer.tpl, add it to get. In fact, we'll add all of that to get. Oh no, we don't need to add it to get yet. Footer, and create a new file header. Yes. Okay, and in our index.tpl file, a quick way to do it. For reference, go over to the index.tpl file for another skin that exists. Grab the header code from there and bring it back to ours. There's a header. Add in our footer, and all our code goes in here. So what we just got from home.tpl, all of that, control copy, goes in here. Our footer goes into our footer file, and index.tpl header. There's a head there, oops, from our template. It goes into a header. Okay, and oh no, go away. One thing the elastic does is go into the header. It's the top of the header is it brings in all of the metadata. So it's got a specific header thing there, and also this metadata, and the metadata allows other modules to add things into the skin as well. So we're gonna do the same thing in our header. Include our metadata. Ditch that, and we're just going to steal the one from Elastic. Include meta. This allows modules to get all the code that modules need to get their JavaScript out into the skins as well. So we'll use that one. Copy that to our skin. Right, yes, there we go. So what have we got there? Images. Okay, that's looking good, and we'll make sure that's all up on our server. So upload. Okay, that's finished transferring. Let's go up to our server and have a look there. Refresh. And nothing's going to come up because we haven't put anything to tell the system that we're there. So what we need is an include file into our skin. We'll copy that. Paste. That gives us our structure. And we don't need the comments for the other skin. Replace everything with JRelastic. Replace JRelastic with our skin name, which is XX Organic Farm. Replace all them. So that's the name of our skin. It's version 1.0.0, and it's created by me. Okay, and into our init feature we need to have bring in any CSS files that we want. We're only gonna CSS, ditch all of that, and bring in any JavaScript files that we want. Our JavaScript from our template was only for IE6, so we'll ditch that, and we don't need to register any features yet. So anything that we want to tell the system that we're doing goes into our skin init file. The name of our organic farm, and the name of our CSS file. We want to bring in some CSS files. We've got IE6 and style.css. Style.css, we want to bring that one in. The other one we'll bring in conditionally if we're IE6, so don't need that for right now. That looks good. And check if we're if that did it for us. In our skins, there we go. Organic farm. Well, we can set this as active now, but what we haven't got in our skin is all of the back-end stuff for this JR Elastic. We haven't got any of these. All of this stuff is controlled by CSS2, and since we didn't include it, we don't really want to do that right now. So we're going to activate a couple of modules. One of them is the JR admin skin. You can get that by coming into the marketplace, searching for admin skin, and it'll appear out here, admin skin. And the other one is the admin hover menu. The admin skin, click on that, and it allows you to set one skin for the back end area and another skin for the front end area. So we're going to set JR Elastic as our back end skin and Organic Farm for the front end. So save that. And you can see up the top here, this is the admin menu. And what that does is it allows us to not have to remember the URLs of the locations in the admin area, because our skin's not going to have any of this kind of nice navigation built into it yet. It's just going to be blank. Let's go and have a look at it. Did I set it as active? That's important. Skins, Organic Farm. We need an icon for there. Set as the active skin. Go. Okay, so now we're developing on the live skin. Refresh. We should have our there we go, it is there too. Excellent. Looks like we're missing a bit of CSS, and we're also missing some images here, because when we compare it to the original, it looks a lot nicer in the original. Looks like there's images there, whereas there isn't in ours, and there seems to be a bit of CSS missing. So let's go and have a look at what's going on there. Style.css. In here we can see that we've got these relative locations for images. That's not where these images are anymore, so we have to tell the system where those images have gone to. And the way that you do that is have a look at how the other CSS files do it. They've got this variable includes thing here, so we want to we'll copy that and go back to ours, into our style sheet. We can do just exactly the same thing. Skins /xx, what are we? Farm /img. Okay, and that should be it. So we want to replace all of those with this. I think that's the correct URL. URL /images. Replace that with the URL Jamroom skin /organic farm /image. That looks right. Replace. And there's a few of them. Okay. Close others. And we'll see if that makes a difference here. Might need to reset the caches. We'll see. Oh no, didn't need to. There we go. And we've got it's starting to look like a Jamroom skin. Still missing images in here. Got one there, that's obviously controlled by the CSS, but these ones here aren't there yet. That one there looks a bit off, and down through here. So we need to find out what's going on with them. And into our index.tpl file. There we go, we've got relative locations for images as well. And what we can do there is you could do this. Jamroom URL /skins /organic farms /mg but the problem with this is if the admin user wants to come in and change it, they have to come in here directly and change this URL because you've hard coded it into the system. So a nicer way of doing it is to use one of the Jamroom functions that allows the admin users to come down here and where's it gone? Into the images section of the admin control panel, and then they can override using these the system here. The images are all there, but if you hard code the URL to them, they're not going to be able to use it. So these images here can be changed by the admin user if you use the correct way to call the images, and you get a whole lot of extra functions that are become available to you by using this as well. So this is the recommended way to do it. Index. Let's just find one. Where is it? And we're looking for an image. Can't find one when you want one. And the header, perhaps the logo. There's one there. Cool. Okay. So where we've got this logo here, instead of using that, we're going to use this code. We don't need to specify a width because we haven't got one. Don't need to add a class, but we can if we want to. And alt, there's nothing on there, so we won't bother with ours either. Okay, so everywhere we had this image logo, we're just going to add the logo because it's already in our correct IMG folder. So we just need to add that there. And that's it. And it's got a link around it. So everywhere we had a logo, we're going to replace it with this here. Replace that with this, and replace that with that. Oh. Lazy way to do it. But you can see that we've got an image there coming out, the image 2, image 3, image 4, and now let's go back and have a look at our skin, see if it actually worked. And it did. Good. Okay, so we've converted the base template over to using our to a Jamroom template. Looks like we've got some CSS stuff to tweak and get all sorted out there, but generally we've got things in place. We might want to move some of this stuff here up into the header and tweak it a bit to get it all lined up. But for now, we'll stop there. I'll tidy it up and get back to you. Okay, there we are. The reason it wasn't looking exactly the same as what we had here. Refresh that. Refresh that. Okay, it's looking pretty close now. There we go. The reason it wasn't looking exactly the same as what it was now was before was because the organic farms template had F12 had this piece of code: star, take margin and padding, take it off everything. And the reason ours was out turned out to be that. So I changed it to HTML space star, and then it was happily took the margins off everything. So just updated that in our style.css file. Probably could be some stripping due to Smarty code, but that's the beginning of our template. Now let's add another template there. Just organic farms, new file, TPL. Yes, and we'll bring in our header and our footer from that too. How do we do that in the index? include a header, and include a footer too. Just make sure it's so that make sure it's there. Slash. What do we call it? T, no S. There we go. Okay. So this is a page about elephants. It looks like it's missing a whole lot of stuff. So if we go and move all of the interesting parts, these bits here, the sign in and the stuff up the top here, over into our header section, and then use this this white wrapper surrounding bit here as our body section. We'll put the start of that in the header and the finish of that in the footer. And then we can add this internal section into all of the pages, and we'll have a way to easily extend our skin through to as many pages as we want. Let's do that now. Okay, so this is a page about elephants. Let's stay on there and get into there. So close the others. Index. Right. Add into our header. No, we want that over here. We want to put some of this stuff. So start our header, probably our search bar, our logo, place to subscribe header ends there. That's convenient. X. Header ends here. Content starts here. Oh, maybe that could go in there too. Drop X. Content starts there and ID equals content. Content ends here. So we'll take that bit. X and put that in the footer. Okay, now what does our elephants page look like? Okay, this page, that's looking better. That's looking closer anyhow. So what else do we want in there? Let's wrap it. Welcome holder. See if that's got something to do with our elephants page. Content. That's better. Reformat. How's that look? There we go. And now it's just a matter of tweaking until you get the right things all set up. It looks like our template class is welcome holder. Heading organic. It doesn't seem to have a generic this is a box, this is a green strip, this is a grey box, this is a white, a generic name for these things. What is that? What do they call that? Contact heading. I would have liked it if the CSS had not included contact heading in there, because that makes it specific for this singular tag, and then you can't reuse it on other pages. So if they'd used something like green flag to define that, and then let us put our own text in there, then we could use the green flag there and a green flag there. Perhaps this one's 100% green flag, 100%. So the naming of the CSS is something you can fiddle around with. But if you can get a template that's already set up like that with generic elements, then that'll help you create your skins and your templates much faster, because you won't have to specifically identify one thing in the CSS file. You can just reuse stuff, and that's the whole purpose of CSS, is to be able to reuse it, cascading. If this is perhaps we can use a heading there. We'll see. I'll have a play with this, and you can see what we got up to. Okay, after having a look at this template now from the CSS side of things, I can see that it's really not going to fit what I'm wanting to do. It uses specific with the welcome holder. It uses images to set the upper levels. This here is an image. It could be done with CSS. It could be done much better with CSS. What I'm wanting to do here is to instead of having a class welcome, add stuff like box 1 and just have that whole thing formatted for me. That could easily be done through CSS, but because this CSS, it's got a nice design, it's using images to round these corners. It's not a very good template to extend to multiple use scenarios, because your CSS is going to get messy really quickly. But hopefully that gives you an idea about how to start on your way to getting things changed over. Copy your templates into the system and go from there, and then you just go one step at a time until it's finished. I'll make another video on this about how to change these lists into Jamroom lists, even though I won't finish this one off as a Jamroom skin, because I don't like the way the CSS is done, and it's going to take too much effort to change all the CSS, to keep the styles but change the CSS over. Better just to start with one which has got good CSS in the beginning. So make sure you check that out too, not just the way the skins are they look visually, but also the way the CSS structure is set up. One thing that I really like to look for is does it have multiple classes on here. Another way to write this box 1 would be body 1, round top right, round top left, round bottom right, round bottom left. And if it's got classes like these that are set up to allow the designer to have real minute control over what the thing looks like, border 1, then you can change the system as you're going. So check out what the CSS is doing. If it's specific to each of the elements on the page, it might not be such a good idea because it's specific for a specific scenario. Okay, what I've done is I've gone and added a few profiles to the site. This section here, I decided that these are going to be our newest members. We're going to show the newest 5 farms that have joined the site, and then later on down here we can add another section for new pages that have been added. So for now I've created 5 different profiles using these as the profile image, and this text as the profile bio. I did that in this section. You could go one by one and add the files to the profiles yourself using the sign up system, or you can just go to the profile and create a new profile, and that's what I've done right now. When I try to create a new profile, it tries to take you to the profile page, and we haven't created that yet, so just recursively create 5 of these, and then you can go and see those listings in their default form here. On the profile. It's the profile index one, it's just listing them. But what we want to do is we want to take these profiles and bring them out to the front page of our site. There we go. We want to bring them out here. So let's do that now. So close those ones off. Farm index, close the other ones. That's what I want there. Header 1. So in this section here are our sections: organic holder, organic holder, organic holder, space, organic holder, organic holder, organic holder. So in there is where we want to create our list. JR core list module equals JR profile, and we'll see what that does. Probably going to screw things up in the beginning, because it's trying to use, well, we've got them out there, but the formatting's really bad. It's not the formatting we want to use. We want to use this formatting here. It's using the same one which is coming out here, which that's provided by the module, but we don't want to use that. We want to use our own one. I might as well show you how to do it, how to find it. Elastic, index, control, core list. You've got all of these different things. Template equals that. Template equals some template file. So we want to, it's on the index page. We'll call it something that's relevant. Profile. That looks like a good name for it. New file .tpl, and it's blank right now. This is the file. Grab that back up to there, refresh. There you go. Instead of having those, where'd it go? So there we go. We've got, it's coming out in the source code. This is the file. But that's not what we want. We want to see what we've got available in here. So the first thing that you want to do to find out what you've got available in here is debug. Pull that back down, hit refresh again, and we'll get our debugging panel come up from Smarty. Took 2 refreshes. And we've got, look for this one here, the items array, because that's going to hold all of the things that we just requested. So copy items back into our template. Sorry. Items, and we can grab the structure from somewhere else. It'll be a for each loop. For each, if I said items, for each from, I don't like the structure, from items, so I like the PHP one. New in Smarty, ITM. There we go. What we want to do there is add in what we had here. There we go, Tom. So then we'll change these. Where's that thing gone there? Refresh. Okay, so we've got a few of them coming out here, and there's that. This is the file. We don't need that there anymore. So you can watch me tweak it, or I can just tweak it and come back, which is probably starting to get the basic structure in here now. There we go. So what we've got here is a list of admins coming up. Number 1, Norwich Farms. Number 2, Greenfields. Number 3, Red Radish, Fruits of the World. And then we've got our old template code back in there. So we want to get rid of that from a main index file, since that's all being provided by this up here. We don't need that. I'm not sure about the space yet, so we'll have a look and see what that does. And admin is the first user, second, third, so that's probably not the order that we want to have them in. We probably want them in the reverse order. So swap that over. Do that in our list call. You can do that by adding parameters. You can add an order by equals, and to see what options you've got available, just check in other locations. Ordered by created descending. That's good. Ordered by created descending. That's a database term, meaning the newest ones first. So there we go. I've changed the order there now. And we don't really want the admin there. We only really want to show 5 on a page. So we'll go, want to limit it to 5. Check what elastic does. Limit 5, that's easy. And we'll see if that works. So show us just the 5 newest ones. And there we've got it there now. Oh, I see what that spacer does there. The CSS is for this. It's not the CSS doesn't take care of the of adding more than 5 to this location. It's specifically set there. So that's we'll have to change the CSS to make that work. But you can see that you can add lists to of the different things that you need. Right now we're pulling out profiles and we're linking off to, oh, can't see that. Pull that down a bit. Listing profiles, and with that code that I put in there, you can see it's linking off to the profiles of each one. Pickles and stuff, red radishes, and clicking on that would take the visitor to the site to that user's profile, and they could see the other stuff by that farm. So these are farms, and they'll be sell their wares from there and tell them all about the farm from that point. So that's what you do. Lists are called by the template designers to drag in whatever stuff they want. This didn't need to be profiles. It could have been pages. It could have been audio files. It could have been anything. So you just go through that, chopping up sections and using the list calls to pull out the information that you need.